Evening, Patriots. It's me again, Shannon Fox here, the Voted Patriots 2 channel. And if you hear a little bit of booming in the background, a little bit of noise, we're fixing to have a thunderstorm here in central Texas. For the first time in several weeks, it was not even expected. It was supposed to be 104 degrees today, but it does look like we're going to get a little rain. It's actually a little noisy outside, and I don't mind a bit. But I got several things I want to bring to y'all today. If you haven't seen some of this footage, some of the things going on with Joe Rogan picking RFK over Trump, the controversy. Now people are saying he's walking it back with some of his tweets and things. We'll get into that a little bit. But first off, I want to tell you there is some more body camera footage out. I'm not talking about the guy hiding behind the tree, Mr. Dave Stewart, that we seen days ago. And I'm talking about the new footage of that Benny Johnson has helped put together. This is being shown on several stations, whether he's getting the credit for it or not. He's actually one of the ones that's been to the site and actually doing the investigation on his own with his team and several other people involved. But at any rate, we now know the story about the cop climbing up on the building and the shooter turning his gun on him and the cop went back down. We heard that initially. We had no video footage of that. We're now getting footage of that, and we're also getting footage of the cops on the ground kind of panicking after the fact. I guess minutes after Mr. Crooks was shot. One of the cops on the ground said, "This is effed up. Somebody effed up," and it's clear as day. I'm glad they're playing that. Even Fox News. Look at the title here: "A effed up, shocking new video from the Trump assassination attempt reveals officers' confusion." That's what Fox News is putting out today. A effed up, shocking new video. That's how effed up it is, folks. I kind of shocked to see him put a title out like that, but truth be known, it is effed up. Now let's get into it. I've got two clips of the same story, but they both have a little bit different take and a little bit different footage, so we're going to watch them both, and we'll get into who we think did it before it's all said and done. As a matter of fact, I think the FBI done it myself. Secret Service allowed for it to happen because they hate Trump. A lot of the people part of that detail hate Trump, including Mayorkas, who is over Department of Homeland Security, who is over the Secret Service bosses. But that's a whole other story that's going to be a little harder to prove as far as culpability. But somebody needs to get fired, especially after what we've seen that day, and the more we find out each and every day. Now, I've got several other clips for you as well, besides the footage here, but this is the breaking news of the day. We'll get into Joe Rogan and a few things that even Nasty Nancy said.
Shanley Painter has the story. Hey, Shanley.
Good morning, Lawrence. So this new body cam is a shocking look at the chaos, confusion, and disorganized nature of the security response among and between local police and Secret Service agents just before and after a gunman opened fire at the Trump rally in Butler last month, including this Butler Township officer who had a chance to stop the whole thing, spotting the gunman on the roof about 30 seconds before the shooting. You can see him here being hoisted up some.
Now, this is one of the things that you will see as this goes on. And you got to remember, we've seen footage just the other day from the front side of the building where the cops were running around the perimeter trying to see him up on the roof. This is actually the footage that we needed that was right before that from another angle. We've seen it from people on the other side screaming he's got a gun. The police officers walking on this backside here. And then over here where the parking lot is, there were several officers trying to figure out how to get on the building because they believed he was on the building. And we've seen the ladder. Everybody's talked about the ladder. And now we find out the ladder was there, put there by the police after the fact to climb up after he was shot. So there's still suspicion as to how he actually got on the building. Some people believe it was an air conditioning unit to a shed. But we do know now that the officer, when he raised up on the building, adding, there is footage that proves that Mr. Crooks turned his gun for just a second away from his position on Trump to point it at the officer, and then he turns it back. You can actually see that in one of these clips here. But I have to say, these were not the SWAT tactical Secret Service detail that should have had to handle this situation. These were just the Butler Township regular old $30,000 a year police officers, which I'm not going to say anything bad about their job, but if I confronted someone trying to kill our president up on a roof with a gun and I had a gun on my hip and I was wearing the vest, why did he need to go back to his car and get a bigger gun? I think that was more of an excuse, if you ask me, to get away from the scene. I would have been trying to get back on that roof or trying to get a higher vantage point to shoot that guy, because at that point, there was no doubt in his mind he was a threat. Nobody was honking horns, firing weapons, radioing to the president, running across that field, all those things that could have been done in that 3-minute window that all this is happening before the shots go off. That's what's messed up to me about this whole thing. It's like delay was the intent to kill Trump.
12 feet to the roof of the AGR building by a fellow officer before quickly dropping back down to the ground. Seconds later, shots rang out when 20-year-old Thomas Crooks opened fire, striking Trump and 2 other rally-goers and killing another. This officer later on body cam is heard saying he saw the armed man up there on the rooftop with an AR rifle laying next to a backpack. And in the aftermath, other videos show officers desperately racing towards that building, trying to access the roof and make not the gunman. And they make out that the gunman could have used a wood pile leaning onto the building. That's maybe how he accessed the roof. And in this video, officers can be heard clearly confused as to why that roof was unmanned in the first place. Here, a Butler Township police officer telling a Secret Service agent he believed they were supposed to be protecting the roof of the AGR building. Listen to this.
I don't want to spread. No. Is he a shooter? Did he have a weapon? Is he?
That was the report.
I thought you were on the roof. I thought it was you.
What?
I thought you guys were on the roof.
No, we're not.
Why were we not on the roof?
Football from a 16 to go somewhere over in the west coast.
Why weren't we? I'd say this is a up.
Sorry, not sure which gas company.
Somebody up.
And even further.
You catch that? This was a F up. Somebody effed up. And this is the local police questioning the Secret Service and the tactical units' inability on scene to fix this. And I don't know if it shows in this video here or not, but I heard the same officer say, I've been complaining about this position since Tuesday.
Further, more video shows one local officer livid as he keeps repeating on video that he told the Secret Service to secure that building days before, but they didn't listen to him, Lawrence. It's unbelievable.
Look, I think when the officer said that it was an F up, I think that's the officer that got it right. Chandler, thanks so much.
Guys, let's just go ahead and listen to it. This is one of the officers on the ground complaining about what the hell was going on with not putting somebody on that roof.
Secret Service. I told them that. I fucking told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that fucking Tuesday. I told them to post fucking guys over here.
Damn.
I fucking told them they need to post the guys over here.
Different angles of this. That's why I wanted to bring you this. And actually, I think on this one here, it shows the officer climb up to the roof and stick his head up and look over and then jump back down. Here we go.
Life. The footage before an assassination attempt was made on Donald Trump's life. The footage revealing how quickly things turned, with officers scrambling to control the situation.
This close, bro, dude. He turned around on me. He's straight up. Climbed the wall. And I put my head right in front of him, bro. He's got a book bag. He's got mag AR laying down. But watch out, because he can come right down on you over there. Ready? Yep. All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
That footage there showing the frustration, confusion and miscommunication in the moments before and after that assassination attempt. Okay, let's go live to US correspondent Jonathan Kersley in Los Angeles with more. Jono, the former president has recently been in talks with the FBI.
That's right, Sophie. The former president, Donald Trump, holding an hour-long news conference at his Florida home at Mar-a-Lago earlier today, confirming that, yes, he has spoken with the FBI, who did want to speak with him as part of their investigation into a whole range of aspects of what happened with this attempted assassination on that day, almost a month ago to the day. Interestingly, too, he was also asked about whether the fact that the attempted assassin had an AR-15 style rifle changed his views on that and access to that style style of weapon under America's gun laws. Essentially, he said if he won the election, no, he wouldn't be changing the gun laws around an access to an AR-15.
Here we go. They want to talk about gun laws. The most irrelevant thing you can be talking about, changing the gun laws when we're talking about an assassination attempt on Trump. The gun had nothing to do with it. Somebody could have done that with a single shot rifle from 10 times the distance. So to blame it on a particular type of gun is just ludicrous. I'm over that whole conversation. I don't want to hear it from the left. I don't want to hear it from the right, and I definitely don't want to hear it from Scout Australia News. I don't want to hear about climate change, and I don't want to hear about AR-15s or the problem. I want to hear how we're going to fix the real problems. I'm talking about open borders, no voter ID, undocumented citizens, otherwise known as illegals, voting in our elections, and nothing getting done about it, and our voter rolls being attempted to clean up. I can say this: Colorado and Georgia both have had hearings over the last week, and are still in process of having hearings in Georgia, and just exposing a lot of the stuff that we know went wrong during the 2020. And I don't know what is going to come of all these hearings. That's why I haven't covered it at all. There was a gentleman, I believe it was Bill Bailey, that got up there and spoke. No, it was the Secretary of State that got up there and spoke in Georgia and said somebody owes Trump an apology over trying to arrest him over a phone call for trying to find the 12,000 votes that were obviously there because they found flash drives and everything else that were loaded up, which are definitely a conflict of free and transparent elections. And there's a lot of little clips about that, but I'm going to wait a couple of days till all that information comes out on both of those hearings before I bring you anything on that. I want to get the full scoop of it all. But let's go ahead and get back into this. We'll jump over here on X. Now, if you haven't seen, Joe Rogan has offended a whole lot of people, and I believe he is now recanting his statement, saying that he didn't necessarily endorse him, but he prefers him. I believe that's what's going around today. He's having to literally backpedal on this whole situation. Now, listen to this.
That's just what they do. That's politics. They do it on the left. They do it on the right. They gaslight you. They manipulate you. They promote narratives. And the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You a fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River. I mean, he's a legitimate guy. You know, before anybody started calling him an anti-vaxxer, which I thought he was too. I thought he was this nut, this like conspiracy theorist nut, until I read his book. I read The Real Anthony Fauci, and I'm like, what is it? How much of this is real? Because if it's all real, this is fucking insane, and we live in a world where we're being manipulated by these health organizations that...
That's fine, Joe. You want to support him, that is your business. I don't hold it against you, but I appreciate the fact that you never at least give... Let me just say this. I don't appreciate the fact that you never brought Trump on your show. You want to endorse Robert F. Kennedy, that's fine. You want to have him on your show, that's fine. You want to have Kamala or Biden on your show, that's fine. But you've had many opportunities to endorse or at least have Trump on your show to ask him questions. Haven't done it. Why? Because he said on one of his podcasts, I remember, he said he doesn't want to promote Trump. He said that, I believe it was last year. So at this point, I must say I don't agree with Joe Rogan. And you know what Trump said to all that? This is the funniest part for me. Because you know, Joe Rogan is a UFC commentator. Everybody knows that, right? So he's at all the UFC fights. Trump had a tweet today. Let me see if I can find it here. Trump put out a tweet today that says, "It will be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed at the next time he enters the UFC ring, MAGA 2024. I can see it now. Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson, Trump, Dana White, and a few others coming down the main tarmac in the middle of the arena before the fight starts. The whole crowd goes wild. Joe Rogan stands up, shake Trump's hand again, just for the photo op, and the whole crowd goes, boo! I believe this will have a real effect on him. He may have lost some listeners behind this. I know Twitter is giving Joe Rogan hell today. They are memeing him up over here on Twitter. Go check it out yourself. It is too good. Joe Rogan is getting trashed today over his opinion. Now, I have heard that he is in process of walking that back, and there's a lot of people saying that wasn't a full-throated endorsement. Sound like a full-throated endorsement if you ask me. All right, folks, let's get back to it. I got several little short clips here for you I want to bring to y'all today. We'll start down here with old crazy Nancy.
Political operation. I love him so much. I think he's been really a fantastic president of the United States. So I really wanted him to make a decision of a better campaign because they were not facing the fact of what was happening. Just a little background. It was like I've never been that impressed with his political operation. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I just haven't been.
Damn.
They won the White House. Bravo. Right? Mm-hmm. But so my concern was this ain't happening. And we have to make a decision for this to happen. And the president has to make the decision for that to happen. Let me just say, I won't say necessarily I knew what I was doing at that time. I knew what I was doing in the whole thing, not just that ship.
And what was that?
That Donald Trump would never set foot in the White House again. I love him.
So she just admitted to being a part of a coup to replace Joe Biden without any legal situation where people actually got to pick their candidate. They just basically forced Biden out and handed his delegates over to Kamala Harris. Did she just admit to being the architect of that? Sounded like it to me. All right, folks. This lady here, if you haven't seen this, she's a showstopper. This is a former Democrat, torches Kamala Harris. I mean, she lights her up. I enjoyed the entire video. It's a couple minutes long, but let's watch it together. This lady knows what she's talking about.
My name is Jade. I am a former Democrat. Unlike Kamala Harris, I'm an actual real-life black woman. And I'm a former Democrat who is currently registered Republican. I stand here before you today because I'm tired. I'm tired of the Democrats using the generational trauma of my people to garner votes. They invoke fear. They tell me I'm oppressed. They tell me I'm less than. They tell me I'm not good enough. And they tell me that my white brothers and sisters in Christ are my enemy. No. They are not. As a follower of Jesus Christ, Ephesians 5:11 tells me I must expose the works of the enemy. And the enemy is telling me that don't worry that I can't pay my bills, that I'm working 6 days a week this week and I'm tired. And I went to school and I have a career. I'm doing worse under this administration than in Donald Trump's administration, but I'm told to be afraid of a man who made my life better? Yep. How does that work? Make it make sense. During COVID, I knew more of my white guy friends that lost their jobs than me and my black girlfriends. We are the same in this country. All these Americans want the same thing. We want safety. We want prosperity.
Yes.
We want peace. And the Democrats keep going back and look, check it out, right? I honor my ancestors and the people who fought for us to be in this room here today. No one is discounting what my people went through, but honor them by getting past it and invoking forgiveness in this culture. I'm so tired of being told I need to be afraid. I'm so tired that I need to be told all the time that I have to vote for the Democrats who have done nothing positive for my life at all. My life is totally worse than it was during the Trump administration. Yet I kept having, you must vote for the Democrats. We're told this as black people since we were a child. Let's honor our ancestors by doing better and honor them, because they're rolling over in their graves hearing the fact that Kamala Harris is having Megan Thee Stallion twerk and showing our bodies as these just vessels of lust. That's not cool. These women out here are being told that Donald Trump is like their enemy, when really, Kamala Harris opening up the border, look what happened to Laken Riley. She's a woman. She was a woman just like I am. No woman, black or white, wants that to happen to her. All of these people whose kids are dying, the black moms, the white moms, they all cry the same color tears. Yes, yeah. So let's move past this. Let's vote for Donald Trump so we can all be prosperous again. Let's get out of this fear, this rage, and this anger because it comes from the devil. So hear me, black folks.
That's right.
Hear me, white folks. We are so much more alike than we are different. Oh, yeah. We need to forgive each other. We need to help each other. And I don't owe the Democrats anything. They owe me. They're to serve us. They're public servants. Stop putting them on a pedestal. Make them work for us.
That's right. That's right. And that is the absolute truth. I guess they forget that somewhere along the way with all the power and the money that comes with the job, that they're there to serve us. Somehow they forget that.
We fight, we win.
Being pasted this speech.
This is before and after Kamala, two different events, same word salad, back to back.
It appears in some cases it's almost copy and pasted the same speech in different states. Listen.
It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. Listen, let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds and had a summer job at McDonald's. I had a summer job at McDonald's. So hear me when I say, so hear me, Detroit, when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I know Donald Trump's type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win.
Pretty remarkable.
Dang.
That last part, that's the killer, that last one.
Wow. She can do it in sync. She must have practiced, and we fight, and we win. She must have practiced that one a lot to be that in sync with herself. Just shows how desperate they are for attention and their lack of creativity when it comes to talking about the things that matter. They have no policy issues they can stand on. They're now talking about how they have secured the border, but the whole world knows that's a lie. So they really are not going to say a whole lot between now and Election Day. We may get some more word salad shuffles from Kamala Harris. We may even get some more of these great speeches that actually sound like the last one and the previous one and the previous one. All they really need is a sounding board, just a few talking points, and then they'll put that on and repeat, put it on a loop until Election Day, folks. Don't expect to see a whole lot of Kamala Harris. Maybe a couple of times to debate Trump. If that happens, it'll be glorious. I'll get my popcorn. But more than that, I'm interested in what's going to happen Monday. If you don't know, Monday night, I believe it is, Monday afternoon, Trump is going to have an interview with none other than the great genius himself, Elon Musk. Woo! I love it. I love it. I'll be watching, folks. That'll be the stuff. It'll be definitely time to get the popcorn ready. I'll remind y'all again before Monday. I'm sure I'll put out a couple more videos before then, but I do want to remind y'all, Elon Musk and Trump coming soon. I love it. I love it. Like, subscribe, and share. Devoted Patriots. Everybody tell me what you think about this whole Trump shooter situation. More footage coming out. Should the cop have got up on the building anyway? Should they have made a better game plan to get on the building immediately instead of running around the building for 2 or 3 minutes? He's up there. He's up there. That's one of the things that's bothering me most. Not just the time delays, but the fact of the matter is there was no coordination, meaning all this could have been prevented. That's all I got for you, folks. Hope everybody has a great day.